So welcome to my Japan trip. My husband Alex and I have been in Japan for a couple of days now. So this video is not really going to be focused on like the keto aspect. I am still trying to eat protein heavy meals like eggs and salmon, a lot of fish, but this is more about, just my Japan trip with my husband because a lot of you guys said that you did want to see, what was going on with our trip. So that's what this video is about. We flew into Haneda, Tokyo. It was a really nice flight, but very long. We were upgraded to business class and got to enjoy that. So we spent 4 days in Tokyo. It was a blast. It was kind of exhilarating and overwhelming. There was just so many people that live there. We did a lot of cool things. We saw Team Labs Borderless, which is kind of like interactive light museum that has multiple different rooms and they all change. So you can go into one room and then it will turn into a different room like 10 or 15 minutes later. So you don't even know if like you've been in that room before, which was pretty amazing to see. I'd heard great things about Team Labs Borderless, so I'm glad that we did check that out. We explored many different neighborhoods of Tokyo. So it's another day in Tokyo. Today we are going to be looking at some shrines. There's a lot of temples here, like thousands of temples throughout Japan, so decided to pick one of the more popular ones, and we're going to be walking around exploring. These are all wishes from people, wishing like good health.
I picked the safe driving tablet.
Okay, great.
For good fortune while driving.
And I would benefit from that as well.
Yours actually has a bell in it.
And mine, I did a peaceful mind, which I need. So I was gonna go see if there was one for like more views on YouTube, but only you can decide that. I'm just kidding.
We just found a hidden mystery bar. It's crazy. It's the weirdest seat I've ever sat in.
It's very Japan.
Yeah. Looking down upon the street.
Very refreshing. Thousands of people cross this intersection every couple minutes, and I think it's even millions cross it in a day, which is really crazy, and it was something definitely I never thought that I would experience. Everyone's recording.
Everyone's got their phones up. This is a recording session.
In Shibuya, we actually went to a gachapon type of store, which is just like a capsule toy store where you kind of spin for little trinkets. I mean, they're obsessed with trinkets here in Japan, so we had to do it. I got Ninny, Emily's cat, a little cat hat, which I'm sure she'll hate it, but I couldn't find anything else that I really wanted. We also went to Don Quixote, which is like a 7-story high, store with just anything that you ever wanted, beauty products, souvenirs, food. I was just overwhelmed at looking at everything, kind of looking for, presents for my niece and nephews. So that was overwhelming, a really fun store, and we'll probably go to it again in Osaka or something, because I've heard that they have a really huge Don Quixote store there as well. Also, my husband bought a car in Japan a couple of years ago, and that was kind of the reason of why we decided to come here, was to come visit the car that he's going to be importing. He'll be importing it in a couple of months. It's a Nissan Silvia, and so we drove out to kind of the rural countryside of Tokyo, Satima, I believe it was called, something like that, and we visited his car for the first time, and he got to drive it and look at it before it makes its long journey over the ocean to Chicago. Driving in Tokyo was an experience. We don't understand the language, and driving on the other side was kind of overwhelming, especially when you have, so many people driving very quickly, and we had no idea what we were doing, but he did a very good job. He's a very safe driver, even though I was clenching the entire time. So if you can see behind me, we left for Mount Fuji yesterday. We arrived. We are currently staying at the Mount Fuji Speedway Hotel, which is a Hyatt hotel. Beautiful resort. I would highly recommend it if you are into cars, or if your significant other is into cars, to come here. They have a museum with a bunch of different like Formula One cars, antique cars, like Model T type of cars. The resort itself is just beautiful, and you know, they actually have races here, and you can actually get the Mount Fuji side, but we decided since, you know, we can see Mount Fuji from the lounge and things like that, that we were going to book the raceway side. But yeah, let me give you a tour of this room. So here is the shower. The shower is actually exposed, which is kind of cool. Separate toilet room, and very rare in Japan to have a luggage room. Resort wear to wear while you're here. Little bag. Here's the room. So beautiful. Here's the shower from the side. I will definitely be rolling down the privacy screen because nobody needs to see that. And here we have the corner room. But here is the Fuji Speedway. I don't know how I even got here. Enjoying yourself?
Oh, didn't see you there.
Oh, it's nice and cool out here too.
Yeah, it's great.
The race is done for today, unfortunately, but it's very cool. Hopefully they'll have some cars driving on it tomorrow, I'm sure. Yeah. Just track day type of stuff.
Maybe.
It's been beautiful here. The weather is great. Tokyo was kind of hot as in like temperature, but the humidity makes it feel very hot. Like when I saw the weather app was saying that it was going to be about 70s, I thought, oh, I'm going to be chilly. I'm pretty much wearing like a couple of things that I bought that are a little thinner because I brought like sweaters and turtlenecks and things, and it's way too warm to be wearing that stuff. So that's probably why you notice I'm wearing like the same thing a lot of the time, is because I'm way too hot in the other stuff that I brought. They left this out for us. Definitely not keto. Might have to have a bite though. Tomorrow we have an adventure. My husband is going to be doing a fun to drive experience. I guess I will be too, but I'm just going to be sitting there. Where he's going to be driving an NSX, which is like a supercar, through the mountains of Japan, which should be fun and exhilarating and terrifying at the same time. He's also going to be able to drive on Fuji Speedway. So we've been watching it here for the past couple day or so, and tomorrow he's going to drive it, which is really cool. So after the fun to drive experience, we are going to be traveling to Hakone, which is south of where we are in the Gotemba area. I'm probably saying all of these things wrong. And we're going to be staying at a ryokan, which is a traditional Japanese type of hotel. And they have like an onsen, which is a bath that is volcanic water is like comes through it, and it's called an onsen, like kind of like a hot tub but natural, if you will. So the ryokan is going to be a very different experience from what we have been doing in Japan so far. It's going to be more traditional, so I hope you guys will follow along on our trip to Japan. So they actually started a track day, so there are cars going around the track. There's a lot of just cars going around, so he's super excited, so it's fun to see him so excited about it. This is why we came here. He's like FaceTiming all of his friends, so it's very cute. It's definitely a trip of a lifetime.